Hello everyone. So I'm back again with another unboxing. I know. I have a little addiction problem to art supplies, and I thought it was bad before I started doing videos. I would buy art supplies every so often. I'd go to Joann's or Michael's. But as I become more aware of more brands, more homemade watercolors, more companies that are doing subscription boxes, it's so difficult for me not to try something new. I like that. That's one of my favorite things, is trying new things and experimenting. So this box you may have seen, and it may be familiar to you, but it wasn't to me. And you'll probably laugh, because if you've seen some of my Art Snacks unboxings and Scrawler Box and Sketch Box, you'll know that what's included in this box is not one of my favorite things. So it surprised me that I ordered it, and it'll probably surprise you too. So let's see what I ordered. Here it is. Can you tell by just the label? Have you seen these on YouTube or Instagram? It's Marker Universe. Marker Universe once a month puts out a blind marker box. And this is March 2020 blind marker box. And the challenge is whatever's inside to make art with it and not use anything else. You can use whites and blacks in your art, and those don't count. However, the art is supposed to be made with whatever markers are in this box. Now, that said, in the Art Snacks box, we had received a Karen Pro marker. And Marker Universe sells those brush marker pros. And I actually picked up the February color of the month set. So I have the Canary, the Red Lilac, and Skin 200. If you're not familiar with the Karen markers, they have a clear barrel, so you can see the ink in the barrel. I'm not sure with the glare of the light whether you can see it kind of running up and down in the barrel. Markers like the Faber-Castell and the Copic markers, or Copic, however you say it, they're supposed to stay horizontal. So they're supposed to stay like this. These markers you are supposed to store upright. So just remember that every marker has a recommended direction. So these you don't want to stay horizontal, you want to keep them upright. And Copic markers, you want them horizontal, not upright. So I picked up these. I also have 2 sets of the Karen Brush Marker Pros coming in the mail. That should be mid-month. I picked up the new neon set. If you haven't seen that, they're just beautiful. So as I said, I have the Tombow and the Copic markers, but I really did like the Brush Marker Pro that it came in the Art Snacks. And once I saw their neon colors, I really wanted to get them. And then, of course, if you just watched my journaling video, these colors kind of fall in that range of my favorite colors, yellows and pinks. So when I saw the colors of the month for February, I actually picked those up. I already had the 3 Tombow in February's colors, and I had 2 of the Copic markers in February's colors, but I had to go, and this is the only one, I only could get the Copic Chow marker in kind of the purple pink color, the red lilac. They didn't have it in the sketch, which I would have preferred because I kind of hate having different markers, sizes, etc., shapes. I like them all to be the same. But so I have all these colors for March or for February that I actually didn't get to the color a month art challenge. So I'll still be doing it just for fun. I will probably try to do one with each set of markers and see what I come up with. But so that's what introduced me to this box, is the color of the month. And the color of the month for March, I'm not sure if I get some of those colors in here. And I'm not really sure. I can't give you a lot of information on how this box works. Like, does everybody get a different set? Or does everybody get the same set? I don't know that at this point. I hope I have that information by the end of the video for you, but I will do a little bit of research. So, seeing the colors of the month for last month inspired me to just grab, I wish I would have gotten the February marker universe blind box. However, it at least inspired me to pick one up and try their challenge. I will also be doing, when I get those other sets I ordered, they won't be here till after March 17th, but I also ordered the greens for the Karen Marker Pro Color of the Month Challenge, but Marker Universe also has their colors for the month, which are different from the Karen Pro Marker colors of the month. So let's open this up, see what's inside, and go from there. So we have, and this is my first one ever, and I purchased this myself. So the March's blind box is here. The challenge is to create using only what is provided in the box. You can use some or all of the items, but try not to use anything else. Tag us in Moo Blind Box so we can share and feature your amazing artwork. We can't wait to see what you create. I kind of like the alien theme. markeruniverse.com. I don't know if you can see that with the reflection. I know, isn't it weird? Like, I really didn't like the pirate theme, but I like the alien theme. We have a small town in our area where in the 60s there were sightings of UFOs. So they have a UFO festival every year. So that's kind of fun and neat. The first thing out of the box is Express It blending card paper, specially made for use with alcohol markers, acid-free, archival, ultra smooth, bright white surface, laser and inkjet compatible. You can also check out expressit.us for more great products. This feels like a really ultra smooth paper. It will be really nice to see how this, my favorite paper for my alcohol markers, is the Canson The Wall marker paper. I absolutely love it. You do not see any bleeding on the other side. So it'll be nice to try out new paper and see how well alcohol markers do on that. So I'm guessing I may have some alcohol markers in here. The second item out of the box is a chameleon. So we have a paper. We have Chameleon BG1. Lagoon is the color. I haven't used one of these markers before, so that's kind of exciting. Then on this end we have that blender tip inside. So I'm not sure. It'll be interesting. I haven't used these before, so I can't tell you a lot about them at the moment. We have BR2 Hot Cocoa. These are interesting colors. So we have a green and a brown. Well, kind of like a light aqua green. So I'm not sure how that's coming across on the screen. And then like a light brown. So I'm not sure how those colors are going to blend together. The next is a Graphite B. Now it seems to me in one of our boxes we got a graphite. We did. We had received the graphite marker. I think it was in the Art Snacks. I may be wrong on that, but I think it was Art Snacks. So I have a little experience with the graphite. So Graphite B, twin tip alcohol-based marker, 7120. So, oh wow, look at that fine tip. That is really fine. Seems like the ultra fine tip. Oh, and these are quiet. And then the brush tip. Oh, I really like that. That's exciting. Because if you're familiar with the Copic alcohol markers, they have the brush tip, which, you know, some people love the brush tip. And see how loud they are? And then this has the chisel tip on it. So to have one that has the tiny nib, I think that's going to be interesting to play with. Wow. So I have a graphite brush alcohol marker, 7120, 7185. Same tip on that, and 7220. So those are my colors in the graphite alcohol markers. So this is what we're looking at so far for our color choices. I am not so sure. I can see these four going well, but this odd brown color. Well, let's keep going. I have a mono drawing pen by Tombow 01. Then most of my drawing pens, I really like the small nibs. This is a 03. Again, mono drawing pen by Tombow. I don't think I have any of these. Oh, we have one more color of the Chameleon color tops. I have an olive green, so these are my Chameleon marker colors for the month. Very interesting. And these are my graphite markers, alcohol markers. We also received a Chameleon pencil, warm gray and black. That's kind of interesting. Two-tone and one pencil. And papaya and kumquat. And again, that's the Chameleon pencil. So we have information on the graphite markers and information on how to use the Chameleon markers. Oh, and then the chameleon color tones. So that's interesting. As I said, I don't know, I haven't used graphite. Basically, all the supplies in this box I have not used before. So that's always a nice way to start a box, is with supplies I have not used before. So this is the supplies in this month's blind box, at least in my blind box. As I said, I'm not sure how this works for other people. Does everybody kind of get a different supply? You know, do they get different colors and different supplies? As you know, I'm not a big fan of that. I like when everybody kind of gets the same color, same thing, because to me it's really interesting to watch a video or videos where I see people using the same supplies and seeing their unique take on a box of supplies. So when I see a company offering different colors, it's still great to see what people do with them, because if you saw my video in art journaling, I love to see people get creative, and I love to see what they do with whatever art supplies they have. However, I find it particularly interesting to see what people do with the same art supplies. And you'd think that'd get boring watching a bunch of people, but because everybody creates from their spirit shining through them, to me, that's what makes it unique. What are people with the same 3 colors going to create and make art with? What I'm liking about this box so far is the fact that if I just do art with the drawing pens, if I just do an art piece with the chameleon, if I just do an art piece with the graphite and an art piece with the chameleon pencils, that gives me 4 opportunities to get creative with this box and make colors using this month's supplies. And as I said, I myself am really curious about whether people get the same supplies or not. So yeah, that has me interested. So let's test out this paper. And it's nice. It has the brush picture on this end. And what I like is these are really quiet compared to, oh, maybe, I don't know. They seem a lot more quiet. So let's test out. I don't know that I've ever seen such a tiny nib on an alcohol marker before. So that's kind of our gradient. Put a nice soft tip on these. I can go thin. Oh, that's a really dark blue. Seem to dry right away, at least on this marker paper. These write really nicely. No smearing. I'm liking those. Interesting. I kind of love my Pigma microns. So it's always fun to try different ones that I haven't tried before. Okay, so I may need to read the instructions on this. As I said, my colors don't seem like they're going to be awesome for blending. There, we're finally getting back to the blue. Just seems like I have really weird colors. I don't mind that, like once it blended out. I'm not going to go so long in this one. Because that looks a little bit pink. Very interesting. These are pretty stinky markers. Yeah, so I guess I really like once they blend, but these I did not need to hold for 15 seconds. Just a couple seconds. This one seems to need a little bit longer. I suppose it's... This end is kind of getting mashed already. Do you see that? So I guess you can't push very hard on this nib. Yeah, that's a very sensitive nib. So that makes me not like that marker very much. I do like how it blends here. That's pretty neat. However, having a nib that is that sensitive to pressure, that worries me. Like if you had a whole set of these. And I guess it's interesting that you have the color tops. But as I said, I'm not really impressed with the colors I received for blending. It would have been nice to see, you know, primaries, but they're sort of primary. They're just not colors I necessarily would have thought to put together in a picture. But I also don't like that I have no way to use these colors on their own. Like I can't use the olive. These markers are irritating my lungs. But I guess I don't see any way. It's weird. Because I have these colors, but I can't use them separately. I'm not sure why they didn't come with their own marker as well. Were they supposed to? I don't know. Because otherwise they seem pretty useless without the top, without the marker part. Because it would be nice to blend these two. I'll have to find that out, if I was supposed to get full markers or you just get one. Yeah, I just find that weird because there is no way to use these colors separately. All right, well, that is what it is. Lots of bleed through on this paper. This is the marker paper. I love Cants in the Wall. And I will show you, let's see what bled through the most, that blue. So let's do that blue on a sample of the Canson. So I'm layering it really thick and absolutely nothing is bleeding through. In fact, you can still see it's pretty wet. Maybe it's the amount of pressure I apply, but that is not a sturdy nib. Again, nothing coming through. So in comparison, so here's, I mean, this is actually really nice paper, you know, and you're just getting the ghosting on some of the lighter colors. Well, I guess it's more than ghosting. But I don't think it would transfer to a page underneath. Let's fold this once. And again, use the darkest marker. We're going to layer it up. Oh, you do get some transfer through the paper. So that's really good to know. Now you know if you do it really thick on this, what paper was this? This was the Express It blending card paper. So you will have some transfer. Good to know. Should we do a sample of that one too? Just for... However, because you don't see any of it on the back side to begin with, I can't imagine that it's going to transfer or bleed through. Nothing. So this is the reason I love Cans in the Wall alcohol marker paper. It is great for illustrations. A little tip, if you're looking for an awesome marker paper, Cans in the Wall is definitely your go-to. Let's start with a new. In person, I'm not seeing much of a difference in color there. This one might be better. And again, sometimes it works better for gradients if you go the long way. It's weird to flip over a pencil. See, I keep wanting to put it down to grab another pencil rather than flipping it over. This is a very warm gray. I'm not sure why, if they're a marker box, why they did include pencils. Maybe just the deal with chameleon. Sometimes I'm surprised on camera how gradients look better on camera than they do in person. That one looks pretty good. Maybe I should try the orange one just one more time. These oranges just don't seem like they're that... The barrel seems quite different. The colors don't seem quite different. To get some of that black off of my blender. There you go. They seem to blend pretty nice. This is really smooth paper. So I'm not sure how it would do on paper that had a little bit more tooth. These seem like I guess I'm most interested in making art with these just because, I don't know, it interests me. However, I don't know what I'm going to do with this month's box yet. I think I'm going to do that in a separate video. This month is kind of that way where I'm just kind of leaving everything to a second video. I need your input, whether you like that or you would like to see the artwork all in one video, because I can do it either way. So this month I'm just trying to do the art separately and see how I feel about that. Me personally, I kind of like to see what the art along with the unboxing, because it gives me a really great idea of what to do with the supplies and I don't have to remember to come back. That said, some people like it different ways for different reasons. Let me know what you think about this month's box. And I haven't played with it yet, and I'm interested to see. I'll go do some research right now and come back and let you know what other people received, because I don't understand if they received the same things. And as I said, those chameleon markers are stumping me, so I need to research a little bit about that. And then I'll come back and we'll finish up with this video. All right, so I played with the items off camera that came in the March 2020 blind box. I made a little Yoda, because who doesn't like a baby Yoda with a baby Yoda? But that's the chameleon markers. It's my first time using them and trying to get them to blend and to lay down the ink well. I really struggled with that marker. Here was another attempt at something with those weird colors of, it's like a cocoa pink brown, olive green, and an aqua blue. So my mind was pretty stumped. I mean, I thought of the baby Yoda right away, but maintaining that green color over his face was really hard to do. And having to readjust. As I said, I'm not finding these color tops as useful, especially with the color I received. I guess I haven't figured out the best art to make with these that I want that much shading, you know. And I guess if they were closer colors to have that shading like in his little outfit, it would make sense. But because they're just such horrible colors to mix, I guess I'm hoping that's why I'm struggling with these. I don't know. This was with the graphite alcohol markers. I don't know if I'm going to do any more art with this. Well, I shouldn't totally say that, because I really do want to try out the colored pencils yet and maybe do some art with the mono drawing pens. So, and maybe try again with the graphite. I think I've done with the chameleon. I guess I don't see the point, and my colors are so weird. But I don't know, maybe I'll get inspired again later this month, but I'm still inspired to use the mono. I'm really loving these mono drawing pens, and they may, depending if they work the same as they do on this marker paper, if they work the same on watercolor paper or drawing paper, they don't smear, they dry immediately. These may become the top drawing pens for me, because I'm really loving how crisp the line is and that it doesn't smear. Some of the others, like my Pigma, you know, they can smear right away. And I guess I have to see how this holds up to water, because it is a water-based pigment, but they're working really well with the acrylic. But I'll probably try a few things with these when if I do another video with artwork using these. I will try using some watercolor with them and water, and we'll see what happens with those. And then I still have art to make with the pencils. As I said, it seemed weird to get colored pencils in a marker box rather than just a graphite, but I want to see what I can do with those too. So overall, I'm not really happy with the markers in the box. This is the first box I've seen that doesn't have the Karen markers, and I really was hoping for the Karen markers. I like working with them so far. I have my favorite Copics, so I wasn't really feeling the graphite. But the graphite I love definitely more than I love the chameleon. So that said, I still am inspired to do 2 more pieces of art, which if I get those done this month, I will put in a coffee half hour with Ari instead. And that way you can see what I make with them. Of course, usually everything I make ends up on Instagram, so if you want to find me there, you can see my doodles and paintings and such there. So anyway, this is the March 2020 Marker Universe blind box. And as I said, the paper is really nice. You know, it definitely bleeds through. And as I showed at the beginning with my samples, definitely bled through. I gave a sample of the Canson The Wall marker paper. I did a heavy layering of the alcohol markers, and we have no no bleed through, no ghosting, no nothing. That is why if you want a journal or pages where you can do art on the back side with your markers, even though this is a little bit more expensive paper. So this is the Canson, the wall marker paper. It is my favorite. I haven't tried the Render of Call marker paper yet. I have tried the Winsor & Newton, and that one has ghosting but no bleed through. So the Canson still ends up being my favorite because I can use both sides of the paper. So whether I'm practicing or wanting a journal, I can use both sides of the page and I don't have bleed through or ghosting. I can make use of both sides of the paper. So I think it's great. That said, this is really nice smooth paper. I really enjoyed working on it. It just, so if you're doing one-off pieces and you're not wanting it in a journal, then this is great. Works nice. Here I think the streakiness is either my inexperience with the markers or they're just bad markers. I don't know. They're not my favorite. So in the comments below, let me know what you think of this box. I don't think it's something I'm going to order again. I really was impressed with the January and February boxes when I've seen a couple videos or pictures using those supplies. Both those boxes had the Karen markers, which I just thought maybe we'd get those. I also assumed we would get the colors of the month inside the box to make art with. So that was a little disappointing too. So for me personally, you probably won't see me doing these blind box unboxings, but I wanted to try it out and at least introduce you to it. And as another option, if you're a lover of markers, I'm not. I have my Copic markers, I have the Tombow markers, I have the graphics markers and that are water soluble, and then I've just purchased some of the Faber-Castell watercolor markers. My new favorites are the Brush Marker Pro. So I've added these to my marker collection. I've got 2 more boxes, so I'll probably do a separate review and use of those and tell you more about the Pro markers. I will still shop through Marker Universe. They have some really good deals. I like the sales they have for the colors of the month. You can pick up the color of the month sets very cheap. They're pretty quick about getting the shipments out. So if you order at the beginning of the month, you'll definitely have time to make art with the colors of the month. I find my local art stores don't carry some of the colors I need, and so I definitely will be ordering from them again, just probably not the blind box. Yeah, overall, looking at the last 2 months' boxes, this box was a disappointment. I would have rather either of those boxes, the all green marker box, and it just seems like this one has less in it than those, but that could just be my perception and not reality. Yeah, I would have been happy not to get these, and these will go into a giveaway for someone else to try and hopefully love. As I said, if I do art with the mono and with the pencils, I will put those in a coffee hour. So there won't be any art specifically with this video because I did it off camera just to try to familiarize myself with supplies. And remember, when you're familiarizing yourself with new supplies, expect to make bad art. Expect it not to turn out. Do swatching, do whatever comes to mind and try the supplies. See how they blend, see what works, what doesn't. Yeah, it takes me like 2 or 3, maybe 4 tries with a new supply to actually feel decent about the artwork I make with it. So I always give myself time, and as I said, I wanted to get this video out so you could see this box and try to make a decision whether you would like to try another box. I suggest also looking at other videos from past boxes. As I said, if you see those, what was included in those boxes, I think you'll see the difference that I'm talking about. And hopefully those are a better example of what's coming in the boxes. This one I just really wasn't happy with. The colors were odd. I'm not a big blue color fan in the first place. Color choices that came with my chameleon was just bad. They just did not blend well together. So, you know, if you've watched any of my other unboxing videos, the thing I really can't stand about some of these boxes is when it feels like there wasn't thought put into the color choices for each customer. It seems, I still haven't seen enough footage online, whether a video or on Instagram, of the colors that people received. I'm still trying to think where you would use these three colors together. Maybe you have a more creative mind than I do, because as I said, I really struggled. The first thing that came to mind was a baby Yoda, and so I made that after I tried the blending with the coffee cup, because I thought, well, let's see how they blend first, which I wasn't really impressed. They seemed really streaky, but kind of get a feel of them there. And then I tried the baby Yoda because that was the one thing I could think of. Again, not overly impressed, but it's just this box. And as I said, I would have probably loved any of the other boxes because they had the Karen Marker Pros in there and mechanical pencils, which I kind of have a weird addiction now to getting new mechanical pencils to try. This one just seemed off and weird to me personally, but as I said, it's my first one, probably my last one. And you don't, I guess, you know, you don't want to feel that way, that when you get a box that's your first and your last, you know. So I don't know, is it just me? Yeah, for $30, it's not bad, but it definitely isn't anything I would have chosen myself. Color-wise, for sure, nothing I would have chosen. So we'll see. You know, I will continue to play around with these supplies this month, and as I said, I'm really interested in doing some art with the mono fine liners and the chameleon pencils, just to get a feel for those as well. And if I do that, that will be in a coffee hour. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's content. I know it's a little bit long. It's supplies I'm not familiar with, but I hope it inspires you. I'll leave a link below to markeruniverse.com so you can check out their blind box. It is not a subscription box. I don't know if I said it was a subscription box at the beginning, but this is a blind box that they only offer once a month. And when they're gone, they're gone. So it's kind of a first come, first serve thing. So to get your hands on one, you have to be ready to order it immediately, and you're not going to know what's inside. So come April 1st, sign up for their newsletter, because they let you know when the boxes go up on sale, and that's the best way to be informed immediately when they're for sale. This month they did have they sold out, and then a few days later they had a few more boxes. They sell out really quickly. So if you're interested in trying one because you love markers and you like surprises, then I recommend you pick this up and try it out yourself. For me, I think I will stick to paints. So thank you for watching. I'm Ari, and this is Shamelessly Creative. Have a creative day. Bye.